Now, here's the thing. Everyone is always trying to find a strategy that will work for them. And not all work and a lot do work. So it's all about, a strategy that you can find that's actually going to work for you and stick with it, not jumping around from one thing to the next or trying to merge so many in together. Here on my channel, I share a systematic way of trading using range bars. Now, a lot of you probably trade time-based charts, which are calculated based on the amount of time that has passed. Range bars are calculated differently, and to me, just makes more sense in trading them. Now, I'm not telling anyone not to trade a specific style chart that they actually use, but my community here, most of them, if not all of them, trade using the range bar charts. A lot of them have converted over to use range bars because I have seen over time and bringing the charts up or populating the charts and setting them up, how it is easier to find actual trade setups. Okay. Now, again, it depends on the person and your strategy. Here on my channel, I talk about a great strategy that I trade each and every day that allows me to be consistent in my trading and profitable as well. Now, I want to say this right now. I put together a free PDF and it outlines a step-by-step guide on how I personally trade. And within that PDF, it kind of goes through the rundown of the ES futures using paired charts like the 60 to 30 and the 12 range chart. Now, trading the micro NASDAQ or the NASDAQ futures charts, I use a 320, 120, and a 24 range chart. I'm putting that out there. Now, you could I always tell people to find their sweet spot, whatever that may be, when it comes to the chart basis that they want to use. Not everybody's going to use the same thing. Some people may use higher charts, lower charts, whatever the case may be, but you want to be able to find confluence across these charts using this particular strategy. If you want a copy of that PDF, it's the same strategy that not only I use, but a lot of people who are part of the community on Discord use. Please make sure to do a few things. Down in the comment section down below, make sure to comment ES Blueprint, please. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel right now. Click that sub button and drop me a like. Then head over to the Discord. Where's that at? There's a link down in the description portion of the video in which you can become a free member of the Discord and then send me a direct message with your YouTube username. Okay. All right. So that way I can cross-reference to make sure before I send that PDF out, showing you the steps that I take in the strategy. Now, basically all it is, and I want to say this right now, if you have, a goal, a lot of people are looking for extra income, ways to be able to, or supplement income, of ways to be able to make money to pay off, certain bills or to pay monthly bills, basically, so they're not having to take their full paycheck and, just living paycheck to paycheck, paying the bills and don't have anything else left after paying for, food or groceries, utilities, mortgage or rent, auto payment, credit cards, whatever it may be, student loans. After that, they're left with nothing, right? That's that issue that most people are dealing with today. So here's a way to be able to either make some extra income to supplement and pay off bills, to be able to save money and put away versus having to, again, like I said, deplete your disposable income or your paycheck. All it involves is just starting off with a higher base chart for me and for a lot of people who are part of this community. The way I trade is just figuring out the direction of the market. I got to tell you this right now. Market structure is king. For anyone that doesn't believe that, you are going to fail and not be successful when it comes to trading, okay? You've got to be able to be on the right side of the fence and understand which way the market is actually moving. Now, I'm not telling anyone that they can't counter trend trade and look for quick scalps or setups, whatever the case may be. Yes, you can do that, but those trades are going to be short-lived. So the best way to trade, to hold on to your trades if you choose to, is to definitely figure out what is the direction or the trend that the market is actually moving. Now, again, $200 a day, you can add that up and you can end up making $1,000 a week. Trade the micro futures, just trading with 4, say, micro contracts and going in for like 25 points. It's very easy. Do the math, okay? 25 times 4 is 4 ticks in every point, times the number of contracts, which is 4 contracts, times the tick value, which is 50 cents per tick. That is what the micro and NASDAQ futures trades for, 50 cents a tick. If you do that math on that, that's $200 just trading 5 micro contracts. One trade a day doing that will get you to the point to where you'll be up to $1,000, say, a week. A lot of you may have $1,000 mortgages. If you have anything more than that, then again, you're going to have to do this week to week to week. All right. So, but this is a way to be able to make some extra money to cover that mortgage. Now, what you want to do first and foremost, let's say, for example, we are in a bearish market to the downside, right? So let's say the market makes a low. All right, we got a low right there, and then the market starts making higher highs and higher lows back to the upside, where we got a bullish move, okay, with momentum back to the upside. So you can see the market is making what? It's pushing up, pulling back, it's breaking and taking out highs, basically breaking structure as it moves back to the upside, okay? That's what we're looking for, all right? We're looking to identify which way we need to be looking to trade, okay? So as you can see here, the market is moving higher in this standpoint. So we got a low, and then the market goes up and makes these highs. Can we break above? So basically, we got a reversal situation that takes place right here, to where the market starts making higher highs, higher lows. After breaking that high there, which we broke structure going higher, makes a higher low. We break more structure, so it makes a new high. Okay, higher low, breaking more structure to the upside. Then we come down here. We do make a low below this swing low right here, right? So with that being said, now that we have a low, okay, we got to say which way is the market going to move now? Are we going to make a lower high and start coming to the downside and take out this swing right here, which ultimately would be a major low? No, in this case here, we continue pushing to the upside and broke more structure higher, okay? Which ultimately we end up making a high at the top right here. Now here's the thing. Had we come down here and taken out that low, then we would be looking for supply setups to go short, okay? So in this case here, right now, we're bullish to the upside. And with that being said, I would be looking for demand setups until the market shows us differently. Now, what happens here, the market makes a high right here, okay? Now, we got a low here. We got a high situation right here. What does the market start doing from this point here? Well, we start pushing to the downside right here, creating a low, coming to the downside, as you see. So we come down, we break below this little lower, the swing low right there, makes a low, lower high, and then it makes another low right here. So we're breaking structure to the downside. We were bullish run to the upside, but now we have where, the market is coming lower, sorry about that, and breaking below this area right here, breaking below that low right there. It pulls back, and then we break lower right there. So we slight break of structure below the area. Now, the thing what I'm looking for is when on the higher base chart is to determine the direction, right? So if we get a situation where we're starting to move back to the downside and we're starting to swing lower, taking out structure or taking out swings, pushing to the downside, then I would mark up a supply zone in this case here, because we got this low, this high, but we're coming back down to the downside and we're breaking structure. I would mark up my higher base chart first at this area of supply. Then what I do is, like in that PDF, the next step that I talk about is finding your next level of confluence on the next lower base chart. For me, it'd be a 120 range chart if I'm trading either the MNQ futures or the NASDAQ future. Okay, charts are the same. I'll scale down to a 120. This was yesterday about 6 o'clock in the morning. So it created this supply area here, pulls back to a high probability area supply. Let's go down now to the 120 range bar chart. When I scale down to the 120, okay, we get a pullback. This is that high probability area of supply off the 320 range chart. Okay, what I'm looking for is to see if there may be confluence with a level on the 120 that's maybe inside of the 320 range zone, meaning a supply zone resting back at the 320 range bar supply zone here, and there's not. Okay, had this one actually held right here, yes, probably so. Right here, I would have taken the trade right here. This is to be a supply area, taps into it and then goes short, right? But not off the 120. I'm just telling you, I would set up and mark up this area here so I have confluence with the 320 range bar, 120 range bar, and then move down to a 24 range bar to look for a supply setup. Now, because we don't have anything here, what I'll do is I'll just move on down to my entry chart, 24 range. This is the pull back to that zone right there at 29,137. As you can see, we tap it. All right, so what do we have here? We got a bullish run to the upside. Now, what I'm looking for is where the market starts to make lows going to the downside, and we're breaking structure on a continuation of moving lower. So we see it. We got this bullish movement or run to the upside, as you can see right here. And as we push higher here, we make this basically this high sitting up here. All right, so now we come down. All right, we come down. Okay, the market takes out this low right here and makes a low. Okay, pull back, and now we're breaking structure below this low. So then this would be a pullback to, say, a supply area that I could enter off the 24 range bar chart. Okay, my entry chart. So I mark that up there. Okay, wait for the rejection here and aiming to go short. Going back to and looking at the 320 range. What am I looking for? I'd be looking for imbalances that need to be filled back to the downside. Say, for example, come down here to 29,000, this round number here, and then look for it to take out this swing area here because we did get a breaker structure from 320 and take out this swing low right here at 28,924. Let's go back. Excuse me. So we'll enter the market here at 29,080, and we're at least looking for it to come on down to fill. What did I say? Let's go back. Sorry about that. Say 29,000 round number. Okay. All right. So we'll look for it to come back. Now, as you can see here, the market does come back. So let's say right here, it was at 29,136, which is right here, right? I'm sorry, not right there. Right here, right there. And if we get into a trade, say, for example, somewhere in this area here off the 24 range, this would be the high on the back end of that supply setup off the 320 range, right? But we're looking for to get into a trade. We're trying to find a more precise entry point where the market turns and starts to break structure going back down. And this is where it does right here. So we got a push down, pull back, and then it breaks more structure coming lower. After breaking, taking out that swing low right there, now we got a low coming to the downside, and it breaks structure pushing lower below that low, okay? So we pull back here. Get into the trade at 29,000, when I say 80, 81 area. Stop loss goes on the back end here at 29,087. There's not much room to give any kind of buffer, so you're going to have to need to put it like right back at the back end there. And we're going to be aiming for lower areas, definitely trying to aim for that 29,000. Now, the way to stay into the trade and do this is once the market pushes down after the trade and creates a lower high, and then you get a continuation of breaker structure. So your stop loss is resting back there at 29,087. Pushes down, pulls back, breaks more structure coming lower. So let's say your stop loss is, say for example, is like right here, above that area right there. When it makes the next lower high, then move your stop loss right here. Meaning once it breaks more structure, move it down here. Lock your stop in here. Then as it makes the next lower high and pushes lower and breaks structure, move your stop from here to here. So that way now if you're into the trade at 29,080 and you have your stop loss, let's say, resting right here at 29,066. So what are we getting at? 29,080, 66, about 14, 15 points right there on the 24 range. And if the market comes back, at least you're locked in about 14, 15 points stop. Okay, as you can see again, it comes down, it breaks structure. We move that stop loss from here to here. It breaks structure, come back down. Now, as it's coming back up, you have a choice. You can either continue moving the stop loss down some to basically, capture some more profit, or just leave it there because you're already in profit. If it comes back up, then you get stopped out, of course, but you're in profit on the stop out there. Now, what happens from here is the market is just retracing to retest the swing high area from the 320 range bar setup right here. Okay, you see, this is the area where it comes down, it comes back to test that little swing high right there. Okay, doesn't take it out because it continually wants to go down to fill that imbalance and run that low right there. So if you're into the trade and you got stopped out here, yes, you possibly could look for another opportunity to trade coming back to the downside, if that makes sense. All right, so that's what we'll be looking for. Maybe another supply setup to take the trade continuation going back to the downside on the 24 range. But this is how what I do each and every single day to try to find a setup to get into a trade, to make money, of course, in the markets, whatever the case is. But yeah, 25 points, if you can, aim for that, to try to capture that. It's definitely doable. Maybe if you got stopped out here, for example, maybe you had to take another trade for example, to pick up the remaining portion of the 10 points, whatever the case is. But I mean, unless you try to hold it through, but even if you tried to do so and you originally got to the trade, originally back up in this area right here, you would have got stopped out. If you left your stop here, yeah, you would have got stopped out. And, from that point there, you may have lost a little bit of money depending on where you got to the trade at. If it was here at 29,080, you got out at 29,087, and you lost, you got stopped out at 7 points loss. So, but by doing this and trailing behind price and moving it down as the market moves lower and it makes lower highs, then you are, you're moving your stop loss down, then you're locking in profit behind price is what you're doing. So in this case here, when it comes back down here, as you can see, then what does it do? It goes back up here. It makes a high right there. You have two options. I mean, you can wait for it to come back down, look for it to break this low right here, and then try to find an opportunity to trade going short, and to continue taking the move to the downside, because this is a high here, this is a low, and then it comes back up, excuse me, and it makes a high right above this area here, as you can see. So but yeah, I mean, you're in between something if you're trying to trade going long and don't understand the overall direction. Well, the direction is starting to shift lower because of the market is looking bullish on the higher base chart. Then definitely look to take your trades in the direction with the higher base chart, even though it may be looking kind of bullish going back to the upside here, and you got a high. You're thinking, oh, I'm gonna take a trade going back up. No, the overall direction and looking at the higher base chart is bearish to the downside. So look for an opportunity to where it will be a setup to where you're moving to the downside with the market. Okay, in this case here, it kind of runs fairly quick to the downside, and trying to find a setup because of this. I'm sure the fast-paced market right here was rushing to the downside here. Trying to find a pullback to some key area of supply may have been a little difficult here, but that's pretty much what I do every day. Using the higher base chart to form or give me the direction, mark up my first areas of either supply or demand on the higher base chart, and then wait for the retracement back to the zones that I drew up on the higher base chart, and then scale down to the entry chart to look for opportunities or setups. But that's what I do. That is what the PDF covers, and that's how you can basically, take these supply and demand setups, trading either the micro Nasdaq, the Nasdaq futures, or any particular future market as a whole, because the strategy within the PDF is self-explanatory, but not just only self-explanatory. It works across all markets. Okay, so you can give it a go. If you want to copy it, please make sure to do the things like I said at the beginning portion of the video. Comment down in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, make sure to click the like button, and then head over to the Discord and send me your YouTube username, and I'm gonna drop a copy to you. Okay, but that's all I have, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in and watching the videos. As always, take care. It is the weekend. Hope everyone has a fabulous weekend. And for all those who are part of the Discord community and part of the community here on YouTube, I'll see you back over on the Discord, or see you in the Discord over on Monday next week. Okay, take care. And I hope everyone has a restful and relaxing weekend this weekend. Take care.